Hold on. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Now I can hear you.
How are you?
Wonderful. Welcome.
Nice meeting you.
It is such a pleasure, such an honor. Stephen, how are you?
I'm doing great by His grace. Speaking from Liberia, West Africa.
I know.
Nice meeting you.
Far away, far away. And you're dealing with very different things. And you're awesome. You have your own organization. Tell us a little bit about that. You're doing also mainly computer training?
Yes, actually, we have Dream Big Media. Actually, we deal into empowering the lives of our people of Africa. So we are based in Liberia. So far, we are there in Haber. Now we are doing a 6-county training. So we have to empower the skills of our people through IT technologies and motivational. Yeah, so now actually we are now what is taking place in Haber is a little bit almost like an urban, rural areas like in the village in Liberia where we bring the computer knowledge, and we have close to 30 people who have knowledge on the computer. But now they are doing extremely well in it, and they are very excited that Dream Big Media can bring this program to them.
That is awesome. That is really awesome to bring those skills, because it's very important to have this kind of knowledge, about computers, how computer works. Many people are lacking that. But then the question is also, and I think that's a very important question, because many people also come to me, they want help for school. They want to finish school so they can further themselves. But what after they're done? Because I think it's very important that especially in Africa, we need to find ways of how you can start businesses. So your people can support themselves. And actually Africa is such a rich continent, there's so much over there. But that's very important because we can't, education is important. There's no denying about that. But then the question is, how do we apply that education so people can actually support themselves and their families?
All right. So, and that is also embedded in the training. So we are not only into the IT training, we are into building the mind of the people. So today Saturday, we'll be having the class by 11 to 12 o'clock. We'll be having branding and social media marketing. So with that one, it's with the mind. How do we use the skills that you have learned through the training to make money? Are you getting that? To be able to survive, to be able to make an impact. So with that one, they're going to learn how do they brand their skills? How do they make their skills marketable? Are you getting that? To earn from what they have learned. So it's about practicalizing their skills in what they are doing. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we'll be doing today in the training.
That is awesome. That is really awesome. Wow, very commendable. And you're also a passionate soccer player, right?
Yeah. That's good. I play football. We have to leave the game, because we saw there's a gap in empowerment, especially in Africa, in Liberia. So there was a gap there. So I decided to say, no, it's not only about me, but it's about others. So I have to let go of my career in order to build other people's career.
Right. Well, sport is very important, and activities like that. I wish there could be a hearts team, and maybe we can talk about that for a minute, because you have actually been to some meetings in the past of hearts, and there have been some challenges. And I think it also is due to the fact that many people are still unclear on what hearts is really all about. And so maybe we can talk about that for a minute. Or maybe we can also begin by talking about, because you were there, you have some impressions. What were your impressions about the meeting you attended in the past?
Actually, the meeting I attended with Heart Liberia. Actually, my first meeting I attended with Heart, it was in Ghana. When I was in Ghana, back in Ghana. But at that time, you didn't know me, but I attended that meeting, and that meeting was great. And
so you were in Ghana. I don't even remember that. You were in Ghana back then, also attended a meeting?
Yes, I attended a meeting several times where we have the guy that at that time, the guy where his foot got amputated. And then you try to help him to get another legs. I was in that meeting when you called, and trying to see how best you can raise funds for him to get treatment on his legs. I was in that meeting there. So I was there. I went there. After that, I went for the meeting, and then they share foods. At that time there, all was struggling. So they have help us with food. We eat there. We come back. We share funds. We make new friends. Yeah. People coming to Liberia. Yeah.
And you've been in Liberia for how long now?
So actually, I've been in Liberia so far for the past almost 3 years now.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a lot of good people over there, but the situation is very difficult, because many people are struggling. Personal issues, I've come to find these personal issues many times undermine what's good for the group, because many people just look for benefit for themselves. Actually, I have to up until today, many people who come joining Hearts, you know what the first question is they're asking?
Yeah.
What's my benefit? How do I benefit?
Mm-hmm.
And, but how can things work if everybody's looking for their own benefit? And that's people, when sometimes people get jealous and then they blame somebody else, saying, oh, they use money for themselves, and there's a lack of honesty. And one word that always stood out to me when we had a meeting before, and we talked about your impressions about when you attended a meeting, and the word was transparency.
Yeah.
Transparency is very, very important. That's sometimes missing, because people keep things to themselves. Also, one issue is, I've come to find many times people come to me and they tell me about their problems, and they tell me about their needs. They tell me when they're sick. They tell me when they need medication. They tell me about whatever is going on, but they do not talk to each other.
Yeah. So I should comment on that.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. So as you said, like anyone that comes to the organization of Hearts, the first thing they think about is what can the organization do for you? That mindset is built in most African people, because we are always looking for what people can do for us, not what we can do for ourselves and others. You see this? So it's a culture that we, the young people, is trying to break from or break away from. It's not about what people can do for you, it's what you can do for people. Because if you can do for people as you are doing for them, they're going to do for you. Because if you create the mindset in the people, like what you can do for others, then others are going to have the mindset of doing something for you, because you have built a mindset. So it's not only about what you want from Heart, actually. So that's one of the challenges of Heart, because normally, because they see that, okay, the organization head is a white man, and then he lives in Germany. So the mindset of African, like, if a white man is living in Germany, it means that I cannot afford a white man anything. The white man has everything he wants in life, and I need to go to him. With the slavery mindset, like, because it was built from the culture, like, the white, everything we should seek the white. So that has been a problem. So we're trying to rebrand the mind that you too can be what the white to contribute towards Heart, not only looking up to you, Christopher, for help. How do we put our ideas, our knowledge together to be what the white to help ourselves in the organization?
Right.
Which is very, very relevant
Right.
to the institution.
Right.
You are getting me?
Yeah.
And so that has been a mindset. Yeah.
There's jealousy.
That has been a mindset. Yeah. So, and then what we're talking about, and when that comes in, then if the CEO tries to sponsor one or two people, then it brings jealousy. What are you doing this for this? You're not doing this for me.
So
it becomes
Exactly. So that's the problem. So how can this change, though? I mean, of course, if we like you're providing training for a lot of people, and so people see something is happening, right? But in this situation, it's very difficult, and that probably brings me to another topic on our agenda. How can we start a fundraising campaign? Because most people don't understand that. They think, oh, Hearts, get your people to help us. What they're not understanding, there is nobody.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons also is, and of course, I also hold myself responsible. I need to do more. I understand that, to bring more people to Hearts. But also, one reason is, after years and years and years, Hearts started in 2014. You remember Jefferson Carr, right? In Ghana?
Yeah.
He had the group there, and we had countless group meetings and so many things happening, and also helped a lot of people along the way, but there is nothing to show for. So when I will bring people to that, I say, okay, what are we doing here? I mean, I have a couple, I just uploaded something where Darlington, you remember Darlington Payne, right? And also in Liberia, there was a group meeting. I uploaded something that's kind of nice, a little bit effort, right? But it's just not enough, where sponsors would say, oh, that's something we can support. So what can we do to change that? That's the question.
So what we can do to change the change, first, I would like to, actually, sometimes I keep telling you this one is like, you have to watch out for individuals are brilliant in their groups, and then those that have the ideas of practical vision. Are we getting like something now? We are in modern world. If you are running an organization, you have to do something practical and document it so that you can use that one to raise funds or to bring people into the organization. So, like for example, if you look in the group, who has the talent or who have the skills that are willing to give it out so that they can bring people into the group. For example, let's come to the computer training area. Okay, you have someone within the group, Stephen Howell, that is having the skills of training people, and you have done it 1 or 2 times. So what you do is that while you invest your resources into a project, it can be maybe a heart training center or heart training programs. Are we getting that? And then when you invest into that program, then it can be used as a fundraising for the organization. Are we getting that? So through that training program, our member will be empowered, and then people will feel the presence of heart in that community, and then we can raise funds from there. Because through the training, people that come into the training, maybe they can afford a token, maybe a token of $5, $10 to do the training, which is going to be compensated to the heart organization. I will get that to help the less fortunate. So that $10 $5 we're getting from the applicant that is coming for that training for that particular number of time, maybe 2 weeks or 1 week, it's going to be donated to the heart fund. I will get that. And then also after this training now, people have seen what the heart is doing. Then we can train our members to be able to open a heart IT center or etc. So if we have someone who is into catering, nursing, or any career, they can come up with their own project or program, practical ones. I will get that. And then you invest into that. I will get that. And that one will raise funds. It will raise funds. So can you imagine, like me, I can't ask you for money, right? I don't ask you for money because I'm using what I have learned to generate my own money to take care of myself and help others. I get that. So if someone in heart have practical skills and doing the same, will not be coming to you, Christopher, do this. Someone can come to, oh, Brother Stephen, I want to do this. Please help me with $10 or $5. I can be able to afford it because I have the skills I'm using that is raising money. So if we decentralize these skills into our various members, then the burden reduces on you. So what we can do now is what? We come out with a look there. If you find one that have practical project, it's not like long-term thing. We have a long-term goal, but you have to do a short-term goals in order to achieve a long-term goal. Are we getting that? So we can start with a short project, and then which we have the long project in mind. So like, for example, maybe a training, a training, a motivation session. Are we getting that? Then that one we use to raise funds. People want to see what you can do before they can invest into it.
Right, of course.
Yeah. So like the training they had the other time in what Liberia they had, it was a great training. That training they have about heart training center that they did online, Liberia parties. It was a great training, but now it's how did it benefit the organization? We didn't see enough benefit because you can use that program documentary to raise funds. You can give envelopes to people in the community that they can help to support the project, that particular program in the next time. Okay, yeah, please support our program. We don't want to do another training so and so place. They have seen what you have done. We'll be able to support it. So I believe that that's the way forward. So you have to look into the members and identify individual brilliance, and then you support that person. It will bring competition. It will not bring like jealousy. So if someone is the CEO is investing in someone that is practicalizing ideas, everyone wants to practicalize the ideas, right? So then everyone wants to think can I come up with ideas so that the CEO can help me to start it.
Right.
Yeah. So like, for example, the training program that is going on here, right, that I'm carrying on. So just imagine if I call you and say, CEO, I need for you to please sponsor the program with maybe so and so amount of money. You have seen it, right? It's convinced you that you can be able to invest the money into it.
Right.
I get that. That's why you have trust in me, because you have seen me. I've taken my own personal resources. I take my own money. I went serve alone. I take my own money. I come to the place there. I take my own money. I went down to do training, right? So if I can take my own money to do that, you are willing to invest into me. So the individual heart member will be willing to do things by themselves before even coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm encouraging to do.
Right.
Yeah, we should have an independent mindset.
Right.
Have an independent mindset.
But the key is really working together in the spirit of Hearts. And maybe we can also talk about that a little. Hearts is not just any kind of organization. Actually, there's nothing like that. We have more than 4,000 members on Facebook. And Hearts is one of the fastest growing groups. Many people are attracted to Hearts because they heard about it, that Hearts is really about love. And I really am very grateful for the time that we're having here. We can speak about that. It's to really educate people, you know, about the power of Hearts, which is, again, unity is the key. And it's not just a matter of sending money. I always said, it's not about money. Money will come once you people stand united and work together and show to the rest of the world that you have heart, that you are passionate, that you are dedicated. For example, we have now actually 2 people in Liberia who offered us their land to work. I mean, that's great, because I think that's what we need to focus on, agricultural activities. You know, so your people can like, you know, grow things that you then can consume things so you can support yourselves. The long-term goal of Hearts, I don't know if you're aware of that, is really a wonderful goal, is to create Hearts communities in Africa, villages, cities, where people begin to live, they move there, they build their own houses, they build their schools, their businesses, so they can support themselves. They become farmers, and with the food that they grow, they support themselves. So they become 100% independent. I think that's very, very important. But for that to happen, again, and I realize, of course, there needs to be a certain amount of money there so we can start having certain activities. But again, also, just sending money is not enough unless there is a team of people like yourself and others who 100% trust themselves and they meet on a regular basis to communicate with each other openly, heart to heart, about any issues. Instead of what I also have come to find, I'm not mentioning any names, where one, and I've heard that a lot, where one person is upset with another person. And they don't go to that person directly to speak to them. No, they come to me and tell me that. And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? You know, if you have an issue with somebody, speak to them of each other. People don't trust each other. So I hope also over time with Hearts, we can develop an environment where people are more connected and support each other and can really trust each other. And I hope we can work towards that.
Yeah. Actually, we can work towards that as house members. Yeah, but one of our house members I really admire is that he can start that and he can lead the ways. Lemuel Taylor. Lemuel Taylor is a great leader. So I will encourage the people to work with him because I've understand the few times I have understand a little. He has leadership quality in him. Lemuel Taylor. Actually, I admire him because he's a person that's willing to listen to people, even though we may have different view, but you always come back, you know, to reason and reconcile to discuss how can we move us forward. So I believe that Lemuel have the potentiality to take the organization to the next level. We just need to put our hands around him.
But there need to be others. There can't touch it. Again, the thing is, I mean, there cannot be just one person. That's not enough.
So, yeah, I'm not saying it's the one way. I mean, he can lead the way because if you don't have someone leading the way, everyone go the straight. Right. So we need someone that we believe that can lead us, and then we can come together, and then he can lead us because I believe he can work to summon a lot of people because he's willing to bring himself down as a leader. So that's what making a great leader.
Leadership.
Yeah. So yeah, he can talk to me to come. He can talk to another person to come. I believe that he's excellent figure to lead us. So I told him that I'm willing to work with him anytime he's ready to pull me up because the meaning is about his humanitarian service. That's all. It's meaning about that. Like we are in Liberia, we have a lot of good people that have the potentiality to take us to the next level. So I think I will encourage them that we have to stand out and make a difference. If we in Liberia, in Ghana, can come out and put our time, our resources, our sacrifice, I believe that the CEO is willing to add more money there. It's not that you don't have the money, but how will you spend the money when there's no? Yes, I will encourage them. So I'm talking to you, house members in Liberia, in Ghana, whatever places that Heart is a real organization and have great people in it, and we are willing to take us to the next level.
I
But
appreciate
we
that.
have to put in our time. We have to sacrifice. So that we talk. So we're talking about the leaderships, how we can come together. We're encouraging them. We can do it. We can do it.
Yes,
We
we
can do it.
can.
For me, I'm waiting to.
So I
Yeah.
appreciate you. I know
Yeah.
you're
So
a
we
very
are.
busy man. You know, you're doing lots of great
Mhm.
work, you know, and I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for your time. You're a great man, and we need great people like you, because what's needed to make Africa, to create, you know, greatness in Africa. You have so many great people, you have so many resources, so much potential. But what is needed much more than money is leadership. Is
Yeah.
people like yourself who others can look up to, they feel inspired by. You know, I mean, I always make an example about people go struggling, everybody is struggling to survive, but then on Sunday they run to church and pray to God. I mean, I'm not respecting that. It gives people hope. But what people need to learn, they need to believe in themselves, because God lives within them, in their own heart. God is nowhere outside. God wants us. You know, God is counting on us to make this world a better place. You know, nobody's going to do it for us. We got to do that. We as a people. And that's really what Hearts is about.
Yeah.
And
So that is true. That is true. That is true. And you see, that is true because God, if God want to make a change in the life of people, He uses people.
right,
So
exactly.
and as
Right.
yeah.
Right. We
So
cannot do
we
that
have to be
without.
having
Got to come from us.
more of this program and keep communicating the purpose and the vision of heart into the people. The heart
Right.
is about love. It's about helping others. It's not about helping yourself. So if you are helping others, others are going to help you. So the
Exactly. And
people
that's
need.
what, exactly. That's just
Yeah.
imagine. I mean, we have so many members, you know. One thing I was also suggesting, and that's probably a little difficult issue, you know, that again, with almost 4,000 members, and I know many people have no money whatsoever. I can understand it. But if everyone would just contribute $1 a month, but then that would be, you know, we would have $4,000, right? But then it brings up another question. How would this money be distributed? Who is being in charge of that in Africa to say that? That's going to be difficult, because then some people, you know, this creating already some problems. They say, oh, no, it should go here. Oh, no, it should go here, right?
It's true. It's true. Yeah, actually, it's true. It's the point that we talk about $1 is good. It's good. So the only thing we can do, like you're talking about $1 to the fundraising, like it can be a deal that can only be done if the organization is effectively running in their communities or whatsoever it are. So to that one, a due is going to be paid to the organization in that particular community. If they're going to take that money and put it directly into their accounts.
Right.
And then then you're going to look out, or the organization going to look out for a need that need to be met that is urgent, and then we're going to invest that money there.
Right.
But first, the
Right.
organization has to be running first before effectively. It has to be active before people can run into that particular thing there.
Exactly.
Okay, I
And that
get
is
it.
also, that brings me to one last point. Maybe we can talk about that briefly. Uh, Again, many people join the group there, and like I mentioned that earlier, they come here, what's my benefit? How do I benefit, right? I think we need to be a little bit more clear, because maybe most people still have a wrong understanding about Hearts. To be a member of Hearts actually requires for you to get active. And when people come to me and say, oh, I'm poor, well, there's nothing I can do, that's wrong. Poverty is a mindset. There is something everyone can do, you know, to help unite your people. Everybody can share love and kindness. Everybody can show care for somebody else. And one thing I always thought, it would be so great if some people who have access to computer, who are good at writing, to start a Hearts newsletter, to document about what's happening in Africa, because ultimately it's about effort, making effort. Many people don't want to do that. Many people just like, oh, I'm poor, please help me, please help me. But this is not of Hearts. We cannot have people like this in our group. If anybody here who's listening to this and who's a member of Hearts, you know, and is here with the understanding, hey, I'm here to benefit, just leave, you know, because there are so many people, not just in Africa, all around the world who need help. This is not about, we cannot just help people by just giving out things, giving things, you know. Hearts is about our members showing love, putting your heart into the group, because Hearts is actually family. That's what most people don't understand that. I mean, not just because it's hard. In this world, actually, we all are family. We're all one people. The problem is what is controlling us. And that's where all the injustice and corruption comes from. You got to say that is our government, is the system we all serve. Because the power in the system corrupts. Our politicians, there are some good politicians, but we cannot hope for all of our politicians to make a change. It's got to come from us, the people. And that's really what Hearts is about. So I really wish that our members really get involved in that and understand that.
Yeah, that is true. So the member have to understand that, yes, the change, as you said, the change starts from you. And that's definitely a change. Don't start from outside, start from in. Then exactly. You reflect outside. So I'm encouraging our members that you can start the change from in. Be a change maker. Right. And that is it. You see, the only way you can become relevant to the society and the world is you making a change. That will be beneficial to the world. The world is looking for change makers. They are looking for people who is willing to take the challenge to make life and the community a better place than they met it.
Exactly.
So I encourage them, and also I want to, like you are talking about Hearts newspaper or newsletter. It is great. So with that one, we look out for people who have the skills of writing, those who have the skills of graphics, and they come together. We see how best we can do it. Like it can be a weekly or a monthly or every 2 weeks, and that will be great because it will. And what I want for you to do as the CEO is that you put a price tag on it. Like you'll be given an award every month or every 2 weeks. You will give an award for people who come up with initiative that they will document. So if someone come up with an idea that will document, and then at the end of the 2 weeks, they send it to you, you look at it, and then you give them an award, a prize.
That's a good idea.
And that will motivate them to take on initiative. Assuming that someone came an initiative of maybe planting head or opening a store, and then raising funds that they can donate to the organization. And then you can say, okay, for this initiative, I will send you $50 or $100. And that will challenge other ones to not be sitting just online having the organization, but going out looking for ideas to what come an initiative. So the prize will be a motivation to the members. Are we getting that? So and during that time there, we're going to write a letter. We're going to do a Zoom conference that we award John Brown for being productive by carrying on this project by himself in so and so community. So this is the award we are going to give him. Are we getting that? So that will be a sign of a motivation, and that can be put in the newsletter maybe every 2 weeks. So it's another way that others going to, apart from people, sponsors and other institutions, going to see it and know that this organization now they are working. They are not just online. Are we getting that?
Right.
So that's something we have to be taking on. How do we come out with initiatives, and then we'll be giving an award, and how we can document it. If someone assuming that someone have a motivational meeting to meet a youth, they record it. They should record it. They should take photo, and then also they send it to you, the CEO, and then you're going to look at it, and then you say, okay, today, last week, we have our brother who came up with an initiative, and then you win a prize of this. So now all the members are going to be motivated to do it. So, and that's not going to be like we are waiting for him to do it. Are you getting that? So that's another way to, and through this particular documentary and things, you can raise funds from that. You can be able to encourage people to come into the organization to invest there because they are seeing what the members are doing. The others going to join. Later on, we can do it by, after individual initiative, we do it by group. So we're going to say that before you do the other particular project, there should be 5 or 10 members of Heart. So group project. The 5 person that will come for in-house, I'll do a group project together. We're going to award these people this prize, or the best project, we're going to award them. Now you see, we will start connecting to each other. So I have Lemuel, I have Baptiste, we come together, we have a project, and then they look at money, they win the prize. Then from there, you say 10, 20, we go low, the entire group of the community against the group of Liberia or Uganda, etc. Then from there, the entire Africa group. Then you see, before you make up your mind, in few months, we start coming together, and we will be practicalizing what we are doing now. We'll not just be talking online, because what I noticed that most of the time they just talk in the chat room, and people are not seeing what we are talking.
And they're not, but they're
They're
not
not,
really talking. They're just saying hi. That always drives me crazy. Hi, how are you?
yeah, making argument, justifying this, that. So the time you take to be making argument, justifying, go out, do a project and post it in the chat room.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen it? Then you tell the people that you are working, you are not just talking. So that way you see me, I don't talk too much. I just, because talking can't change anything. Action.
Well, I understand what you're saying. I slightly, well, not disagree. I want to put another side to that. We cannot just do without communication. It's not possible, because communication, I've come to find, communication is the key. Communication can help us to understand each other, know, and become organized, because ultimately the success of an organization depends on our ability of our members to be organized. And it's not just a matter of saying, of a couple of leaders saying, you do this and you do this and you do this. This is about communicating heart to heart, which to me is like an openness where we receive what the other person is saying, so we can agree, so we can know what we do. We cannot just do without communicating about it. But communication is an art. And what many people I've seen in the group chat, they don't communicate. They just say, hi, how are you? Fine, thanks, thank God. That's all. And that's not communication. So we need to work on that.
That's true.
And I think it's very great. And again, I wanted to say thank you again so much for your time, Stephen Righteous. You are truly a great man. And because of people like you, it's for people like you to give your people hope, you know, and we need that. And I hope we can have more people and develop more great people like you, bring people to the group, you know, to help unite your people. That's the key. And I suggest that it would be really great, even though we have nobody today else here, we can do that maybe on a regular basis every week. We can meet maybe for half an hour or so. I think that'll be great. You know, maybe your schedule changes around the same time every Saturday at 10 o'clock your time, or you just let me know, whatever works for you, okay?
Okay.
Very good. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. Please give my love to everyone, all right? Take care.
Okay, and you too. Take care.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye, Stephen. All the best. Bye-bye.